conference is a celebration of what is possible. But now we have a moment to celebrate what has been done. The Assets and Opportunity Award is presented to an individual or organization that has significantly advanced the asset building field in the United States. This year, the award goes to Cities for Financial Empowerment Coalition. CFE, I think, as the people in this room understand so well, is a group of municipal governments promoting the most innovative initiatives to help long-term, low-income residents achieve financial stability. Now we are going to see a short video that was produced in collaboration with the coalition. It shows how in a few very short years, the CFE coalition has created the field of municipal financial empowerment, bringing together local government leaders from across the country together with nonprofits, foundations, and financial institutions to provide low-income households with the tools they need, the tools that are required for achieving financial security. We want to thank CFE and its members for all of their help in creating this video. We hope that you enjoy it.
Since the early 1990s, anti-poverty experts have focused their efforts on more than just addressing short-term needs, but also on the longer-term building of assets. This work has largely resided among dedicated philanthropic and nonprofit providers. But in the last 5 years, a new partner has emerged, bringing a unique combination of street-level connectivity and a public mandate for massive scale: cities. In 2008, New York City's Mayor Michael Bloomberg and San Francisco's then Mayor Gavin Newsom launched the Cities for Financial Empowerment Coalition, a small group of cities that were using the power, programming, and politics of their city hall administrations to take on financial instability.
In New York City, we're finding new ways to tackle one of society's most intractable problems, poverty. And we found success through a very powerful tool: financial empowerment. Our neighborhoods are stronger when people can pay down their debt and focus on building their futures, whether that means buying a home, building a business, or saving for a college fund.
These cities innovated at-scale programming in 4 distinct areas, creating pathways to financial education and counseling, safe mainstream banking, savings and other asset building, and consumer asset protection. In these few short years, the coalition has doubled in size and launched their own nonprofit organization, the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund.
Our city has set a goal of becoming one of the most financially empowered cities in the country. We want to make sure that every San Franciscan has the information and tools they need to make smart financial decisions for themselves and their families. Making smart financial decisions and being a smart consumer takes effective financial education, and we are committed to making sure our residents have access to the best. Because when our families are strong, our city is strong.
CFE cities are finding new ways to use City Hall to embed these approaches into the numerous programs and services of city government, taking financial empowerment to another level. Financial empowerment centers created by New York and also launched by Newark are offering high-quality financial counseling to our lowest-income families. 5 more cities will launch centers this year thanks to the CFE Fund. Financial education networks and partnerships are operating in Seattle, Louisville, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Newark, and New York. Programs like Bank On, created in San Francisco and replicated in Seattle, Chicago, Louisville, Los Angeles, Savannah, Newark, Providence, and many other cities around the country, have helped tens of thousands of people access low-cost checking accounts. Chicago and Miami have established and funded small businesses assistance and microloan programs to help entrepreneurs. And San Antonio and San Francisco have helped low-income residents access emergency funds through safe and affordable small dollar loans, alternatives to costly and dangerous payday loans. To help families build assets and create wealth, CFE cities focus on tax time initiatives like the Los Angeles Family Source Centers or Newark and San Antonio's VITA programs. Several cities have launched large-scale match savings demonstrations like Save USA in New York, Newark, and San Antonio. Others focus on youth, like San Francisco's Universal College Saving Program, Kindergarten to College, or Hawaii County's Children's Savings Initiative. Cities are reaching young people in other ways too, through programs like the Kahua Waiʻuaʻi Youth Financial Education Program in Hawaii County. More importantly, cities can also direct efforts towards consumer protection. New York regulates debt collectors, tax preparers, and employment agencies. San Francisco curbed the growth of check cashers and payday lenders through a zoning ordinance. And Los Angeles recently enacted a responsible banking ordinance. Permeating this work is a focus on embedding financial empowerment in social services, like Seattle's work with the homeless, Louisville's innovative neighborhood place model, and Savannah's groundbreaking work in workforce development.
Now, we're going to take financial empowerment to the next level by integrating it into our social service programs. For instance, we'll integrate safe banking products into job programs, financial counseling into homeless prevention initiatives, and savings programs into educational classes. By taking these new steps, we'll be able to do even more to help people take control of their own futures.
The CFE Coalition encompasses cities that have demonstrated both a high-level commitment and a track record of accomplishments. With the coalition entering its 5th year, the new CFE fund up and operating, and the concept of municipal financial empowerment gaining momentum, these pioneers are bringing their work to the forefront to help more cities financially stabilize families and communities. To learn more about this work, check out the Cities for Financial Empowerment website at cfefund.org.
I would like to ask Andrea Levere, José Cisneros, and Jonathan Mintz to join me on the stage, and as they do so, I want to remind you of the words of an outstanding city council member in Cambridge, Massachusetts, who observed, "All politics is local." As Speaker Tip O'Neill never forgot this truth, all politics is local because all people are local. And as a mayor, myself, and now citizen of Nashville, I confirm we see the need and the challenges every day, everywhere, on the streets and in the neighborhoods of all of our cities and towns. Today, we affirm the importance of that local government role, not simply as partners with federal and state governments or as collaborators with the people here and the people who we represent. Our honorees saw the potential and the need for America's cities to share experience and opportunity with each other, and ultimately with every local government, in the process giving us a new pathway and, most importantly, new hope that financial empowerment will be the shared goal of this whole nation and a reality for our whole people. Today, I'm especially honored to serve as Andrea Levere's lovely assistant. This is a role that so many people in this room have performed, and those of you who haven't will be called upon at some time during this work to do just this. It is therefore my great delight to present again to you Andrea Levere to make this award.
Thank you, Bill. It is a special gift to have a board member who is a former mayor to jointly present this award to Cities for Financial Empowerment. CFED bestows the Assets and Opportunity Award once every 2 years at the Assets Learning Conference to that organization or institution that has significantly advanced the scope and scale of the asset building field. The first award went to the Ford Foundation in 2008 for its pioneering role and philanthropic investments in the field, and in 2010 to Citi for its commitment to financial inclusion and the development of innovative asset building products and services. In 2012, for the first time, we have selected an organization that represents the public sector. In fact, as Ida told us before, this entire plenary salutes the role of government, starting with remarks from Bill Core, Deputy Secretary of HHS, and ending with Mayor Booker of Newark, a visionary leader and member of CFE. It was just a short 4.5 years ago that the mayors of New York City and San Francisco, Michael Bloomberg and then Mayor Gavin Newsom, officially launched Cities for Financial Empowerment. The coalition was founded on the belief, and I quote, that city governments are uniquely poised to create real pathways to improve people's financial health. In less than half a decade, the CFE members have created a new and innovative force in the field that is addressing all the elements necessary to build financial security for individuals and families, from financial inclusion to wealth creation. And by embedding all four elements of financial empowerment into mainstream city services, CFE is not only improving outcomes, but also inventing the future of municipal government itself. But above all, CFED is honored to give this award to CFE for one truly incomparable achievement in the anti-poverty wars, for banishing and ultimately replacing the oft-used yet ultimately deceiving term silver bullet with the infinitely more enlightening and accurate metaphor known as super vitamin. And I know I've been very ethnic today, but as we say, Dayenu. If this had been the only accomplishment of CFE, and we know it is just one of many, it would have been enough. On behalf of CFED and the CFED Board of Directors, I present the 2012 Assets and Opportunity Award to Jonathan Mintz and José Cisneros, accepting it as co-chairs and representatives of the 12 members of Cities for Financial Empowerment.
First, Jonathan and I would like to, on behalf of all the 12 cities of the Financial Empowerment Coalition, we would really like to thank CFED. It's particularly impressive to be receiving this honor in a room about the size of an airplane hangar, full of people doing exactly this kind of work. So I just want to say from the bottom of all of our hearts, this is a real boost for all of us, both collectively as a group and individually as we each go back to our cities and continue these efforts.
I also want to thank CFED for being so accommodating of the camera crews from the Bravo TV network. As a lot of you know, we're filming the new reality series, The Real Coalition Members of the CFE. Some of you might not have known that, and you know, it'll air in the spring. We've been thinking about pathways to scale, and Super Vitamin was great, and we've got a series of reports in the back, and it's all terrific. But I think you'll agree that the pathway to scale these days is really reality TV. And so the coalition has embraced that, and I want to just take a moment to introduce our not our castmates, our fellow coalition members. If you all could just briefly stand up. This is about us. Sit down. In addition to Mayor Bloomberg in New York City and Mayor Lee in San Francisco's administrations, this coalition is represented by Mayor Emanuel's administration in Chicago, Mayor Kanoi's administration in Hawaii County, Mayor Villaraigosa's administration in Los Angeles, the Fisher administration in Louisville, the Regalado administration in Miami, the Booker administration in Newark. We're so glad that you're here. The Taveras administration in Providence, the Castro administration in San Antonio, the Jackson administration in Seattle, and the McGinn administration in Seattle. Did I say Jackson and Savannah? Sorry. So, yeah, they switched. That's just what we do. Mayoral administrations like those in the CFE Coalition have taken their local efforts to alleviate poverty to the next level when they start adding financial empowerment programs and policies to their shortlists. As is true of all of you, we see the impact of underlying financial stability in our streets, in our service centers, and in the public discourse. And so we set out from the beginning of doing this work to think about what unique value add city government brought to the mix. And we really have seen three things. First, we are bringing literal powers, like licensing and zoning, as was mentioned in the video. We bring a guiding public mandate for nothing short of citywide scale. And we bring a bully pulpit like no other, which can educate, which can guide people through the thicket of who they should and shouldn't trust, and to advocate.
So Jonathan's very afraid I'm going to mess up his iPad here as we give this speech together.
A whole Bravo episode on the iPad.
So watch his reactions as I speak. Cities, so here we go. Cities literally touch our low-income populations. Over the last few years, our mayors have really embraced the goals of that we're working on here, namely financial education and counseling, safe mainstream banking, savings for everyone and other asset building targets, and of course, targeted consumer financial protections. By leveraging the unique capabilities of cities that Jonathan just mentioned, we're not only running interesting and innovative programs, we're actually integrating and mandating many of these goals throughout our public programs, into many of our public funding streams, and right into our public sector contracts that we initiate with so many of our partners.
Mayors are elected and re-elected, and sometimes re-elected again, when they deliver tangible solutions to real problems, when they deliver real results, and when they offer pathways to hope and to growth, which is, of course, what financial empowerment work is all about. Even in the midst of economic downturns, programs like professional counseling, savings vehicles, safe banking and lending opportunities, those are the good news, as Lisa Mensa mentioned this morning. And when it comes to flexing muscle, well, it's about time. Whether regulating debt collectors and employment agencies, zoning check cashers and payday lenders, making illegal upfront debt settlement practices that are fee-based, city governments can bring more to the mix than supporting your work through a congratulatory press conference. And we're excited that that's what we're doing together.
Thank you. We all know cities have a trusted voice, and when residents of our cities see the city's logo, see the city's name, they know that there's free and safe help available. We've all seen how programs like Bank On, which we started right in San Francisco and which is replicated through 7 other CFE cities and ultimately through dozens of cities across the country, have helped tens of thousands of people access low-cost, safe checking accounts. And CFE cities focus on tax time initiatives, which have helped residents claim hundreds of millions of dollars at tax time. The same is true of financial counseling services, like New York's professional citywide network and efforts in Newark and Seattle. Or for savings programs, like our kindergarten to college program in San Francisco, or Save USA in New York, San Antonio, and Newark. People need to navigate a thicket of predatory advances and offers that a city's, or better yet, a mayor's voice can be the safe port in the storm.
CFE members are all doing exciting, fascinating, innovative work back in their own communities, but we have also found tremendous strength as a coalition. We share best practices, program models, data, marketing materials, lessons learned the hard way, and so much more. We get together on a regular basis, constructing and deconstructing our programs, sharing insider perspectives on the realities, the politics of how you get something to work at scale in a city.
And we've also, in just these few short years, we've also exercised our street-level experiences with our powerful, joint, communicative advocacy voice, commenting repeatedly and pointedly on behalf of over 12 million residents on things like overdraft regulations, CRA reform, various child savings demonstrations, and so much more. We also share our local expertise and our knowledge and our lessons learned with other cities, with states, and even federal agencies, including, as we all heard about this morning, the new Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, to continue to see changes occur all across the country.
And this is the landscape for innovation. Over these last couple of years, CFE cities have increasingly asked themselves not just what other programs might work, but where else programs that work ought to be placed. When you control program design, funding, and implementation, cities can experiment with integrating financial empowerment interventions right into mainstream social service program delivery. Pilots have included inserting safe banking products into summer youth employment or other jobs programs, financial counseling into homeless prevention and reentry initiatives, savings programs into educational systems. These pilots spearheaded the new supervitamin effect being studied across CFE and in state and federal arenas. We know the benefits of one-on-one financial counseling, for example, but can we move the needle on the homeless exiting shelters or on domestic violence survivors escaping sooner if we insert the counseling into their social service delivery stream? At local, state, and federal levels, we're witnessing the impact of the supervitamin effect, using innovation to break the lose-lose perfect storm of decreasing resources and increasing need. Early results are very encouraging.
You know, again, as we heard, in these few short years, the size of the coalition has doubled. Demand from mayors and those who would partner with them to add financial empowerment to their local programs and priorities has outpaced our capacity as a group of local governments. So, as was mentioned in the video, we've actually launched a nonprofit organization that's aimed exclusively at supporting local governments, the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund. The CFE Fund's primary goal is to deliver the resources to mayors and cities to help them successfully identify and implement large-scale financial empowerment programs locally.
The demand for mayoral tools and resources is clear. The CFE Fund provides a platform that many cities and those who are interested in investing in cities need in order to get started taking those first steps. Since the recent launch of the CFE Fund, we've put out a $16.2 million investment in the replication of one of New York City's cornerstone programs, the Financial Empowerment Center Initiative. We will replicate this professional one-on-one network of counseling services along with 5 local approaches employing the supervitamin effect. The CFE Fund is already hard at work, working with other cities, funders, and partners dedicated to supporting more large-scale mayoral trigger pulling.
And in keeping with the Bravo reality theme, I would like to personally invite each and every one of you to come at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning to see the airing of our kindergarten to college video. We thought it might be the first in the series episodes, but it turns out it's actually a very, very honest and real, and I think passionate portrayal of the exciting Children's Savings Account program we've launched in San Francisco. But to wrap up, we don't want to leave the stage without emphasizing that our exciting corner of this important work, the field of municipal financial empowerment, would not and could not exist without the amazing bedrock and foundation of this asset building field. The work of incredible leaders like Professor Schrodin, at CFED itself, and so many others inspires and supports ourselves, our cities, and our mayors constantly. And so today, on behalf of all of our 12 member cities, thank you very, very much.